Okay, so like I promised at the beginning, we're going to try something a little bit different to sort of demonstrate why marketing automation is so critical now in COVID-19. Remember, I've said there are a couple of things that are really coming to the forefront. People are earning less money, people are spending more on their bills, and ultimately they're going to be spending less money over the next 12 months. So whatever you do from a marketing perspective, it has to cut through. It has to make an impact, and you have to get a return on investment. So, like any good marketer, I had an amazing dream. I woke up and I came up with this idea. I came up with the idea that we're going to make a beer, date, and walnut cake. Never done before. Well, maybe it has been, probably. But I think it's pretty cool. So I thought we could try and create that. So let's have a look at some of the ingredients that goes into my beer, date, and walnut cake. I don't know the measurements, so I'm just going to guess because I haven't done this before and I don't know how it's going to turn out, but that's okay. Let's just add a few things together and see what happens. Okay, so let's start off with flour. Now, I see plain flour as marketing as a whole. It's pretty good. It's great actually because it goes into so many different things, but it's only really good when you add other ingredients, but we do need it. So let's add our marketing flour into our sieve. Now we're going to add some salt. Now, I actually feel really sorry for salt. The reason being is because we only use a pinch of it. Ready? We use a pinch of it, and all it does is brings out the flavour of all the other ingredients. You actually don't taste it yourself. It's hiding in the cake, and you kind of need it. It's kind of like CRM, right? Then we're going to add some baking soda or bicarbonate soda. Now, this is probably the most important ingredient to the cake. The reason being is because it allows it to rise. So that's kind of like our data. If you don't have it, your marketing's going to fall flat. So we may as well add the bicarbonate soda to our cake. Now we should sift that through, create our nice flour mixture. Now, you might see my dog pop in and out because she is literally sitting under my feet right now, just in case I drop anything. So, apologies. Okay, done. Flour mixture done. Okay, now what we're going to do is in this bowl here, we've got a couple of other ingredients. We've got some juicy dates here. Now I see dates as really our content, the thing that's healthy, juicy, adds a little bit of spice and flavour. That's our content. I've also got in here some walnuts. Now walnuts are really important because that's going to add a little bit of crunch to the cake. Almost like a call to action. Gives you something to get your teeth stuck into and really start to understand the complexities of a brand, complexities of a cake. They're your walnuts, okay? So I'm actually going to put a couple of tablespoons of the flour mixture into the walnuts and dates and just mix that around a bit, just to coat them. Now, one thing you do really need to know is I'm not a chef, nor am I a cook. So if there are better techniques of doing stuff, you're probably right. I just don't know them. Okay, so we've got those two ready. Now what we need to do is start to bring together some butter. Now, butter adds moisture and some really good fats to the cake. Now, I see this as our design and branding. Now, the reason I say that is a little bit of design and branding is so good. Too much of it can be slightly overkill and overwhelming and distract the whole taste of the cake. I mean, distract the whole point of the marketing. So we put our butter in there, again, not a cook. And And then we're going to add our brown sugar, okay? Brown sugar adds stickiness and sweetness, and it's kind of like the customer experience. That's the things that keep them coming back for more and more because they love that sweetness. So we're going to add that in. Okay, so now we've got our beautiful, sweet, sticky customer experience together with our beautiful, moisture-breeding branding and design. What we need to do is beat that together. Okay, so you should have a nice sort of, I don't know, batter? I don't know what it's called. Consistency from your butter and your sugar. Now we're going to add the eggs. Now, these are probably the most important part of your marketing automation. I mean your cake, because they provide the structure, they provide the substance and the stability, and they act like glue, also known as your integration. So we're going to beat these in one at a time. Okay, so now you've mixed together the branding, the design, the customer experience, and you've added in the integration. So you've got your brown sugar, you've got your butter, and you've got your eggs. You should have a pretty good mixture like that. Okay? Doesn't look like a lot, but I promise you it is. Okay, so now the only thing missing from this whole marketing automation is a really strong value prop. So we're going to add beer to this value prop, to this cake. This is going to act as our value prop because no other cake has beer. No other competitor has your value prop. So we're going to add this beer to it. Corona. I might choose another beer just for this time. Better safe than sorry. Okay. So now the measurement for the beer is actually very, very precise. It is 2 cups minus a sip. And you've got to do it in the right order. So this is how it works. Sip. And now you can measure the cups. Very important to the baking process. Okay. Now the way that we add beer in is together with the flour. Now you're going to fold them in one at a time, bit by bit. The flour will always start first and end at the end. Okay, so you start with the flour, fold that in, put a bit of beer in, fold that in, flour, beer. At the very end, you should finish with flour. Okay, you'll see why in the consistency of the batter as to why you need to start and finish with the flour. So this is how you do it. Let me move that to the side. Might have too many sips. So we're going to add in the flour. We're just going to fold that in. Now, whilst I'm not a chef or a cook, my mum is a baker. Fun fact. So she's taught me how to fold stuff into a cake, and always says that it's best to use a silver spoon or like a bendy spatula, which I did have before. So like one of those plasticky kind of bendy spatulas. I don't know what they're called, but that sounds pretty good to me. So you fold it in, fold it in, fold it in. Now be a little bit gentle with this because the reason you're folding it in is so you don't beat out the air. Remember, we want it to rise. We don't want all that data, bicarbonate soda, to go to waste. Now we're going to add a little bit of beer in. Do the same thing again. Fold, fold, nice and gently. It takes a bit of a workout, so whilst they say don't miss leg day, you're not missing arm day, bicep day, I don't know, some kind of day. So just keep going, folding it in. Okay, so last bit of flour to fold in. You start to see it come together really nicely. You can see why you end up with flour. Otherwise it looks a bit weird, huh? Maybe it doesn't look weird, maybe that's just my technique. I don't know. Now, so we've got basically all of the foundations for our marketing automation ready and raring to go, except all we need to do now is add the dates and the walnuts. So we're adding the content and we're adding the call to action. So let's add that in. And we mescolando bene, stirring well. Don't really stir, just fold it in. I just really wanted to say mescolando bene. For the Australians who have tuned in today, you will recognise that from an ad that we have back in Australia. Literally I say it all the time to the distraction and annoyance of my family. Okay, so you should have this beautiful baby poo colour lumpy batter, which I promise you will taste amazing because it was a marketing idea and all marketing ideas are amazing. Okay, so we've got our batter. Now what we do is get our pre-greased and lightly floured baking tin. This is 10 inch or 25 centimeters for us who measure in the real measurements. And we're basically just going to pour the batter in. I'm so nervous of dropping this and all of you laughing at me. I hope you are having a giggle. Now, the really important part of baking is to leave enough in the bowl so you can lick the bowl afterwards. So don't forget that bit. Okay. And then just smooch it around. Don't know if that's a word, but I like it. Now it's ready to go in the oven. Now, the oven is basically where all of your marketing teams are coming together to create something amazing. They don't know if this marketing idea will work, but they are getting your segments right, they're getting your data all provided, ready and clean. They're making sure that any configuration that has to happen in your marketing automation is there. So we're going to put that in the oven, 180 degrees for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Let's see how it turns out shortly, fingers crossed. Okay, so our cake is done. Smells pretty damn good, I have to say. But now the important part comes to play. I have 6 friends coming over, so I want to give them each a slice of this. So we better divide it up. Woo, here we go. Six slices. Okay, so it's all divided into 6. Why 6? Simple. Slice 1 is going to be for Jenny. Now I remember her drinking beer a few years ago, so I'm pretty sure she's going to like this cake. Slice 2 is for Bill. I know he loves cake, I've seen him eat it before. Slice 3 is for Jack. Now, Jack has a real sweet tooth, so I'm pretty sure he's going to love this. Slice 4, Sarah. She's 16 years old. All kids love cake, right? Be fine. Slice 5 is for my husband, Krishna. All boys love all food, so he's going to love this. And slice 6 is for Marina. Now she's eaten at my house before and she likes the food that I cook, so I don't think we're going to have a problem. Now little did I know that Jenny, she got drunk on beer, so she can't actually stand the smell of it. What a waste. Slice 2, Bill. He actually has a nut allergy, and this has got walnuts in it. Waste. Slice 3, Jack. Loves cake, or loves sweet things, but he is gluten intolerant. Waste. Slice 4, Sarah. Now she actually does like cake, but she has a swimming competition coming up, so she's not eating cake for a few weeks. But in a few weeks' time, she might eat this. Still a waste. Slice 5, Krishna. As predicted, he loves it. We can keep that aside. And slice 6, Marina. She's now gone paleo, so she's not going to eat this either. Waste. So 1 out of 6 people liked my cake. I'd gone through all the efforts of creating something incredible, adding all the different spices, adding all the different components in that was really going to make a difference to their experience in terms of this cake. Yet only 1 of them was successful. So marketing automation is exactly like that. Marketing automation allows you to avoid all of this waste to ensure that you are cutting through and increasing your return on investment. So there are 6 design principles in terms of marketing automation. The first one is traffic optimization. Allows you to discover the funnels, attribute the traffic and conversions, reduce ad wastage, and cross-stitch individuals to devices, so you're not wasting ad spend. 2, optimizing your marketing mix for a better ROI. We just saw what happened when we didn't understand our market well enough. 3, real-time engagement. If I had known that Sarah was doing a swimming carnival, I wouldn't have cut her a slice. 4, personalization. It was really telling that I didn't know my friends very well because I didn't know all of these different components and behaviors and characteristics that they had about this cake. If I had known, I would have targeted a lot better than what I did. 5, sensing or view of the customer, which breaks down the silos of sales, service, and marketing to create an aggregated, consistent, holistic representation of your customers or your friends. And 6, unifying your data sources to help build that 360-degree view that is going to give you that rich, deep insights to target better. So you can see that everything that I have done in this cooking segment is about targeting, so you can start to build your growth within marketing. Let's go back to the slide, shall we?